Alright everybody, it's Revolver84 here again, and today we're gonna do a play of the beta for Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. So far the second beta's come out, and it is just like the multiplayer. There's no single player involved in all, just to give you an idea of the maps, which makes sense because that's mainly what people play Call of Duty for. It's just as fast as it's ever been type of thing. And there's a lot more detail put into the maps in terms of signs, colours, shade and that type of thing. Really have sort of upped the game, and it's back with Infinity Ward, so you would sort of expected for the maps to have been pretty good standard, but in reality, with the exception of Terminal, which is just the original Terminal, just with a new skin, it's got space shuttles instead of planes and stuff, the maps aren't very well laid out, if I'm honest. You know, right, let's have it. In the older sort of, well, I say older, when it went online for the first time type of thing, sort of Call of Duty games, the maps felt very different to each other, and some of the maps would be quite close and intense, and you know, like Shipment, things like that. And there was other ones like Overgrown, where you had like a different style entirely, where it was a bit more tactical. You had to have a good thing because there was long fields of vision and such like, and you would mix it up with maybe a sniper rifle here, there, and everywhere and stuff. And in reality, these maps, they all play exactly the same, so they're all relatively close quarters. There isn't any real sort of sniping positions or opportunities for long fields of fire. It's all very sort of close quarters, which has to be done because of the guns, really. So the gun accuracy is awful, and if you've got lag, which my home does suffer from, if you have a bit of internet lag, you'll find yourself shooting what looks like spot on target some of the enemies, and then it'll come to the replay and you'll see that you're actually nowhere near them whatsoever, which can be kind of frustrating, which is probably why they try to keep it quite close quarters, I dare say, to try and compensate for that, but it doesn't work. Do you know what I mean? Like, it really doesn't work. I'd rather have like an Overgrown, where, you know, you're taking your time a little bit, a little bit, you know what I mean, by Call of Duty standards, but you're taking your time a little bit, and you know, you've got your time to get a bead on your target before you open fire. Pretty much every single map you play in Infinite Warfare is, as soon as you see someone, you're pressing the trigger. You haven't got time to take that fraction of a millisecond to zoom in. In reality, you're zooming in as you're pressing the trigger.
It's freaking awful, man.
The result of that is that it plays pretty much exactly the same. You know, whether you're playing with an SMG, whether you're playing as a as a shorter range sort of assault rifle or a longer range sort of assault rifle, you're going to have the exact same experience. If you're playing as a heavy weapon, well, forget about it, because by the time you press the trigger, there's a fraction of a delay on the heavy weapon to actually open fire, and by the time that actually bullets fly, you're dead. As for sniper rifles, there's always, as is the case on Call of Duty, there's always someone running around with a sniper rifle, and when you look on the replays and such like, they'll go onto the scope, and you can see that the shot that they fire, they're still like not even over your body, never mind over like a critical hit like a head or something. The bead isn't even over the body when they actually press the button, and they still get the shot. So, and again, like I say, there always is people running around with sniper rifles, because obviously they tend to be almost one-shot kills. But with that to one side, the gameplay, doesn't matter what level you're on, is exactly the same. So about the levels themselves, as I say, the well details, you can see they've put a lot of thought into like shade and detail and colour, and because there's so many colours, it does make it quite difficult to pick out your enemy, especially considering, you know, like unlike say, you know, Modern Warfare for example, where it was alright, the guys were camouflaged, but you still could see them. The fact that there's so many neon colours flying around and stuff and that, you know, and you're moving quite fast, and the banners over the individuals' heads to indicate whether they're friend or foe are neon as well. So it is sort of hard to actually see them at times, if I'm honest. And again, if it's at a distance, when I say a distance, I'm only talking like 40 yards or something, 30 yards. Like, not only does your gun not manage to get on them in time anyway, but unless they're moving, you don't really see them at all anyway. I mean, not in the original sort of overgrown, or they're down in the long grass or whatever, you know, and you can't see them because they're sniping. As in, like, you know, they're running around, they just happen to stand behind a box for a fraction of a second. You come around that corner, for that fraction of a second they're behind the box, you don't even see them. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to lie, I can see why they've put the remastered Modern Warfare attached to this game, because it's not very good. Like, it's not. I think they've completely run out of ideas. I think they need to go back to the drone board type of thing. It's just getting a bit crazy, you know. Like, the maps are pretty poor, if I'm honest. The accuracy of the guns is pretty poor. You've got people running along walls, and I don't mean for like the odd step or two. I mean, I've seen people running along walls for about 20 feet. Do you know what I mean? Round corners. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's getting a bit stupid now. The perks and such like are exactly the same as they've always been. The kill streaks are exactly the same as they've always been. They've clearly got no new ideas. I mean, how many times is UAV going to be used? Do you know what I mean? Like, even in the Call of Duty, what was the World at War? Even at the Call of Duty World at War one, that had UAV. There was no UAVs in existence in World War Two. Do you know what I mean? And you'd have thought by now, all these years later, they would have thought of different kill streaks to come up with. But no, it's the exact same ones for all intents and purposes. It's UAV, it's, you know, supply drop, it's like a bombardment. I mean, don't get us wrong, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head what the answer to that is. But, you know, it has to be better than this, you know. Like, there must be something. If I actually had to sit down, I could think something up better than the same ones that they regurgitate over and over again. In truth, it sort of stinks of desperation a little bit. Like I say, they've tacked on Modern Warfare Remastered, because I genuinely think they don't think this will sell. And in my opinion, this is the most clear evidence so far that the franchise is dying its death. It's dying on its arse. Like, yeah, if we're going to have to really have a good think. I mean, Infinity Ward, who obviously had the reputation of making the best ones, clearly running out of ideas. Activision don't care about that, they just want to regurgitate the same crap over and over and over and get money for it each year. It's like a cash cow type of thing. But every year, the popularity for it's going to reduce and reduce and reduce, and it has been for the last couple of years. And this is why. And what's really frustrating is they did have a good idea and a good game, and the controls are excellent. Don't get us wrong, the controls are very fluid and excellent and intuitive. But if they don't sort themselves out, they're going to kill the franchise entirely. I mean, I'll stick my neck out. If they deliver another game as bad as this, it might have one game left in it. I really think that's what we're talking about here. Like, I think they'll have this game. I think they'll have one more game. If it's of the same quality, then the game after that will probably be the last game they're capable of releasing. Like, because it's just not good enough. Do you know what I mean? Like, if there's plenty of first-person shooters out there, type of thing, and I'm not saying many of them are very good, but the sheer fact that you've got so many nowadays must be sending warnings to Activision to sort of say, you know, they need to change the formula a little bit. I'm not saying don't change the actual gameplay, and like I say, the controls are as excellent as they've ever been. The pace is as excellent as it's ever been, but they're clearly running out of ideas. What they need to do is they need to look at the original sort of like online maps that they made for the original Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2 and the original Black Ops, you know, and so I think they recognise themselves when they've made a good map, because how many times have they regurgitated Overgrown, how many times have they regurgitated Nuketown? Do you know what I mean? They know when they've got a good map. The thing is, they must know when they've got a good map, but by proxy they must then know that when they've got a bad map, and this is all full of bad maps. There's no one map on here which I think will ever become a fan favourite. So I'm going to shut up for a bit. I'm going to let you watch me get my arse kicked a bit more. Hope you enjoy what you see. Let us think in the comments below. If you disagree with us, if you feel you're a big fanboy and I'm missing something, let us know. If you agree with me and you think this is potentially the start of the end of the franchise, let us know in the comments below. Speaking What the hell, I was shooting him first. Didn't even know I was there until I started shooting him. Exactly. Exactly.
Contact by the train.
How the hell did he shoot me from there? Lucky son of a bitch.
Friendly drone support is active. Friendly drone support is active. We're in the lead. Friendly drone support is active. We've lost the lead. Enemy UAV.
SDF operation starts in 5.
Some sort of mad farm. Some sort of mad futuristic farm, apparently. Let's get on. Let's see some macho bollock stuff. Let's come get some.
We're in the lead.
I am reloading.
We've lost the lead.
I did press shoot there.
Enemy UAV in your
What? Finally, a bit of luck goes my way. Maybe not. crikey. This kid with the shotgun is... oh, it's not... it wasn't even him. I thought it was the kid with the shotgun.
Support is active.
What the hell? I was pressing shoot. I was pressing shoot as I jumped in the air. Oh, keep up, man, Pat. Keep up.